How to trick your brain into liking discipline. Most people tend to believe that a lack of discipline is an inherent character flaw, a sign of weakness, or a shameful personal failing. They often perceive it as an intrinsic quality that some fortunate individuals possess, while others simply do not. However, this common perspective is not only limited but fundamentally mistaken. What very few individuals truly understand is that discipline, in the way it is conventionally perceived and practiced, actually runs counter to the fundamental design and operating principles of the human brain. And this isn't merely a figure of speech or a loose analogy. It is a verifiable neurobiological reality, rooted deeply in our evolutionary history. Our brains did not evolve to meticulously prioritize abstract, long-term goals or to heroically exercise constant self-control. Instead, the primary directive for brain evolution was singular and immediate: survival. Over countless millennia, human beings adapted to conserve precious energy, to constantly seek out immediate rewards, and to instinctively avoid any effort deemed unnecessary or overly taxing. To put it plainly, your ancient primal brain isn't urging you to hit the gym. On the contrary, it strongly encourages you to remain comfortably on the couch, precisely because that action saves vital energy. It doesn't want you to engage in the strenuous mental work of writing an article or dedicating hours to study. Instead, it subtly pushes you towards opening TikTok, where a quick, potent burst of dopamine is guaranteed almost instantly. This isn't a defect in your brain, it is merely its underlying biological programming. The inherent challenge lies in the fact that modern society, with its relentless pace and complex demands, expects precisely the opposite from us. To succeed and flourish in today's world, we are implicitly required to be consistently disciplined, remarkably productive, and unfailingly consistent. This creates a profound and often debilitating internal conflict. On one side, we have a brain that has been meticulously shaped over millions of years to behave much like a lazy hunter-gatherer, always looking for the easiest path to immediate gratification and energy conservation. On the other side, we face a world that demands the focused, resilient, and highly efficient behavior of a sophisticated supercomputer. When an individual attempts to force discipline solely through sheer willpower, they are, in effect, attempting to override millions of years of deeply ingrained evolutionary programming with nothing more than a few fleeting motivational phrases. And, as you might intuitively guess, this approach rarely works, or at the very least, it's never sustainable for the long term. James Clear, the acclaimed author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits, brought to light one of the most profound and actionable insights into modern human behavior. Genuine discipline isn't born from force or brute willpower. It emerges from intelligent design. The most consistent people, those who outwardly appear exceptionally disciplined, are not in reality inherently stronger, more intrinsically motivated, or gifted with some superhuman resolve. They have simply mastered the art of creating systems and sculpting environments that render the desired positive behavior easy, automatic, and virtually inevitable. They don't waste their energy fighting an unwinnable battle against their brain's natural tendencies. Instead, they ingeniously manipulate it to work in their favor. Over the next few minutes, we will systematically unravel the pervasive illusion surrounding the concept of discipline. We will expose the subtle yet critical mistakes you might not even realize you've been making in your attempts to become more disciplined. More importantly, we will collaboratively construct a fundamentally new and far more effective way of thinking and acting, a smarter, more human-centric, and ultimately more potent approach to achieving your goals. If you have ever experienced that crushing feeling of weakness due to procrastination, if you've ever felt a deep sense of self-loathing for consistently failing to adhere to your own well-intentioned plans, please understand that this exploration will not judge you. Instead, it will compassionately reveal that you were simply trying the wrong way. And now, finally, you are about to discover the truly right and effective path. Discipline, as a theoretical concept, often appears deceptively simple. It suggests that all you need to do is desire something strongly enough, maintain unwavering focus, and steadfastly resist every temptation that arises. However, when we delve into the intricate actual workings of the human brain, we quickly come to the startling realization that this conventional view is not only simplistic, but utterly naive in its understanding of our internal mechanisms. This fundamental misunderstanding stems from the fact that your brain, at its core, holds no intrinsic interest in your complex, long-term aspirations. Its primordial focus remains squarely on immediate survival, maximum comfort, and optimal energy efficiency. And if you fail to grasp this crucial distinction, you are destined to live in a perpetual state of internal conflict, constantly battling against your own inherent biology. For the vast majority of human evolution, our ancestors navigated harsh, often hostile environments where the scarcity of resources was the enduring norm, and the sole overarching priority was the immediate imperative to survive until the following day. In such a precarious scenario, the brain underwent profound adaptations, learning to prioritize and reward immediate gratifications above all else. Eating now was unequivocally more vital than attempting to store food for an uncertain later date. Maximizing sleep was an instinctively safer strategy than exposing oneself to potential risks. Actively avoiding unnecessary effort meant critically conserving precious energy for genuinely critical moments of survival. The brain was meticulously calibrated, generation after generation, to instinctively seek out the quickest, most immediately pleasurable, and least costly path in terms of energy expenditure. And remarkably, this ancient software continues to powerfully influence your actions and decisions even today. When you attempt to rouse yourself early to embark on a trip to the gym, your primal brain often interprets this planned deviation from comfort as a direct threat to its cherished sense of well-being and its imperative for energy conservation. Similarly, when you open your laptop with the noble intention of studying or diligently working on a project, your brain immediately and cunningly suggests that you simply take a quick look at social media, precisely because the pleasure derived from that action is instant, predictably gratifying, and seemingly guaranteed. Conversely, the act of going to the gym or immersing yourself in a dense technical book or meticulously writing an article, all these endeavors demand significant, sustained effort without providing any immediate, tangible reward. And, quite frankly, your brain profoundly dislikes that kind of delayed gratification. Here lies the most crucial detail of all. Your brain is not primarily rational in its core functioning. It is primarily efficient. It doesn't instinctively choose what might be objectively best for your long-term future, but rather what requires the least amount of energy right now, in the immediate present. This fundamental tendency is precisely what neuroscience refers to as cognitive ease, the brain's deeply ingrained inclination to invariably select the path of least resistance. Crucially, this choice is not a conscious, deliberate one. It often occurs even before your conscious mind has had a chance to fully decide. The problem, therefore, isn't a nebulous lack of willpower, as is often assumed. It is, at its heart, a profound design conflict. Your brain's primordial imperative is to survive and to feel good right now. Yet your conscious desire is to evolve, grow, and achieve complex goals in the distant long term. As long as these two fundamentally divergent objectives remain unreconciled and in opposition, you will continue to experience persistent frustration, debilitating fatigue, and a recurring sense of unsuccessfulness. James Clear brilliantly encapsulates this core dilemma. Motivation is overrated. Environment is more important. In other words, if you find yourself constantly needing to rely on sheer willpower to get things done, it is a clear indicator that you are engaged in a relentless, uphill battle against the natural, ingrained structure of your own brain. And that, unequivocally, is a battle you are ultimately destined to lose, because over time, mental fatigue will invariably triumph. When your mental resources are depleted and you are tired, your brain instinctively reverts to its powerful autopilot mode, and that autopilot, without fail, always chooses the path of least resistance, the path of comfort and immediate reward. If you genuinely aspire to create lasting change in your life, the crucial first step is not to try harder or exert more force. The indispensable first step is to deeply understand the powerful, underlying mechanisms you are truly dealing with. And now that you comprehend that your brain is intrinsically programmed to subtly sabotage any attempt at purely forced discipline, inevitable and liberating question naturally arises. What if the problem isn't actually you, but rather the very environment you inhabit and interact with daily? In the subsequent section, we will delve deeper into exploring precisely why your environment is, in fact, the true and often invisible architect of your behaviors, and, more importantly, how you can intelligently manipulate it to consistently work in your favor rather than against you. If this enlightening content is resonating with you and making profound sense, please take a moment to click the subscribe button and become a valued part of our growing community. We deeply appreciate your support. Now that you possess a clear understanding that your brain is inherently designed to seek out the easiest and most comfortable path, our attention must shift to the actual battleground where these critical decisions regarding effort and comfort are played out, the tangible environment that surrounds you every single moment. Most people mistakenly cling to the belief that self-control is an intrinsic inner strength, a kind of moral muscle that simply needs to be vigorously exercised and strengthened through sheer force of will. However, the often uncomfortable truth, as masterfully unveiled by James Clear, is far more nuanced and challenging. Self-control is, in fact, remarkably fragile, and it crumbles with alarming predictability in the face of a poorly designed and unsupportive environment. Consider this familiar scenario. You make a firm decision to embark on a new fitness regimen. You are brimming with motivation, steadfast determination, and a genuine readiness to transform your life. Yet when the morning alarm blares, your designated workout clothes are unceremoniously crumpled at the bottom of a cluttered drawer. Your running sneakers are inconveniently stashed away in the trunk of your car. It's cold and uninviting outside. Meanwhile, the welcoming soft couch is a mere 3 steps from your bed. Your smartphone is already clutched in your hand, and the Instagram app is by default pre-opened and beckoning. The choice you face is no longer a clear-cut dichotomy between good and bad behavior. Instead, the choice is starkly presented between what is immediately available and effortlessly easy versus what is hidden away, laborious to access, and fraught with perceived difficulty. And your brain, as we have thoroughly established, will invariably choose the path that demands the absolute least amount of effort. That precisely is the true root of the problem. You are actively attempting to alter your behavior while simultaneously maintaining an environment that relentlessly encourages and facilitates the exact opposite actions. This is precisely where the groundbreaking concept that has revolutionized how thousands of people comprehend and approach discipline truly comes into play. Choice architecture. This potent term, utilized by Clear, eloquently illustrates that human behavior is profoundly shaped not by willpower alone, but by what is physically closest to us, most effortlessly accessible, and most prominently visible within our immediate surroundings. It's not primarily a matter of internal strength. It is, at its core, a sophisticated matter of behavioral engineering. Want a compelling example? In a groundbreaking study meticulously cited by Clear, the deceptively simple act of merely changing the physical placement of water bottles in a school cafeteria, shifting them to the readily accessible front instead of hiding them in the back, resulted in a significant surge in water consumption and a simultaneous reduction in soda consumption. This remarkable change occurred without the need for a single motivational campaign, a new rule, or any prohibitive measures. What was fundamentally altered? The environment itself. The healthy decision became demonstrably easier. And when a healthy choice transforms into the simplest, most friction-free option, the brain, instead of resisting, naturally and effortlessly follows suit. Now, extend this powerful principle and imagine diligently applying it to your own life and aspirations. Do you genuinely desire to read more books? Then purposefully leave your current book open on your bedside table, not tucked away in a dusty drawer. Do you aim to mitigate distractions caused by your smartphone? Turn off all unnecessary notifications, physically hide the device out of sight, and proactively utilize app blocking tools. Do you want to consistently wake up and engage in a workout? Strategically lay out your workout clothes and shoes right next to your bed the night before, as if you were setting a clever trap. But this time, it's a trap against your own inherent laziness. Because, at a deeper level, this is the profound truth you need to internalize. True discipline does not emanate from raw, sustained effort. It stems, fundamentally, from meticulous preparation. Disciplined individuals are not supernaturally stronger than others. They are demonstrably smarter in how they meticulously arrange their physical space, cultivate their daily rituals, and strategically set up their behavioral triggers. They instinctively understand that when the correct environment is deliberately established, positive behavior becomes not just likely, but almost entirely inevitable. They do not stake their success on the fickle whims of motivation. Instead, they ingeniously construct a robust system where executing the right behavior inherently requires less mental and physical energy than succumbing to the wrong one. And that, precisely, is the key to unlocking consistent progress. You need to consciously stop relying on the shaky ground of self-control and instead begin actively designing your environment as if you were a skilled engineer of your own mind and habits. A behavior that today demands conscious, arduous effort can, with the right environmental anchoring, seamlessly transform into an automatic, effortless action tomorrow. But what if you could transcend even that? What if, instead of merely removing obstacles from your environment, you could cleverly hack the very habits that your brain already performs on autopilot, day in and day out? That is precisely what you are about to discover in the next crucial section. How to strategically employ the concept of habit stacking to hijack your existing unconscious behavior loops and ingeniously transform them into powerful allies of discipline. So far, you have absorbed two brutally honest and transformative truths. Firstly, your brain is fundamentally programmed, at a biological level, to avoid unnecessary effort whenever possible. Secondly, your immediate environment exerts a far greater influence on your behavior than your fleeting willpower ever could. Yet, even armed with these two profound insights, an inevitable and practical question naturally arises. How, in real-world terms, can you genuinely transform desirable habits into automatic, ingrained behaviors? How do you effectively bridge the gap from mere intention to consistent execution without constantly relying on motivation, which is notoriously volatile and inherently weak? The powerful answer lies in one of the most effective and insightful strategies revealed by James Clear: habit stacking. The human brain operates on the basis of deeply ingrained habit loops, which consistently involve three distinct and interconnected parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. These powerful loops are already ceaselessly operating within you, often entirely unconsciously. For instance, you instinctively brush your teeth immediately after waking up. You almost automatically check your phone the moment you settle onto the couch. You habitually prepare coffee as soon as you step into the kitchen. These seemingly simple actions require virtually no conscious effort, precisely because they are already deeply embedded as an automatic part of your behavioral structure. What habit stacking brilliantly proposes is a concept that is both simple in its premise, yet profound in its effectiveness. Instead of attempting the arduous task of creating an entirely new habit from scratch, you strategically connect it to an existing habit that is already firmly established in your routine. By doing so, you cleverly leverage a powerful cue that is already deeply rooted in your brain's neural pathways to effortlessly implant a new desired action, encountering significantly less resistance along the way. For example, after I brush my teeth, an automatic existing habit, I will meditate for 2 minutes, the new desired habit. Or, after I prepare breakfast, I will write 1 page in my journal. Or even, after I lock the front door, I will repeat a focus affirmation for the day. This deliberate sequencing creates a powerful form of neural coupling. Your brain begins to automatically associate the new behavior with the old established one. In essence, you are ingeniously hijacking your automatic routines to effectively hack your discipline. And why does this strategy prove to be so exceptionally effective? Because it brilliantly eliminates the biggest and most formidable barrier to action, the start. Initiating any new action typically demands far more mental energy and conscious effort than merely maintaining it once you are already in motion. Once you are propelled into action, the powerful force of inertia begins to work actively in your favor. Habit stacking effectively creates and sustains momentum, and momentum, more reliably than willpower, is the true engine that keeps behaviors consistent and enduring over extended periods. However, a word of caution. This highly effective method requires a strategic and thoughtful approach. You cannot simply stack any habit anywhere and expect success. The new action you wish to integrate needs to be short and manageable. Always start small, with something that can be completed in less than 2 minutes. It also needs to be crystal clear and specific, not vague or ambiguous. For instance, read 1 page, not the generalized, read more. And critically, it must be immediate. The new behavior should follow directly after the previous, established habit, without any discernible pause or delay. If you meticulously follow this logical framework, you will be deliberately creating powerful mental tracks that render discipline not just achievable, but truly inevitable. You will no longer have to consciously decide if you want to perform the action. Your body and mind will simply do it, almost automatically. And that, truly, is the ultimate victory. When the right action occurs instinctively, before self-doubt has a chance to arise, before laziness can set in, and before rationalization attempts to persuade you to give up. And you know what's even more fascinating about this process? These seemingly small stacks, almost insignificant at first glance, accumulate over time in an exponentially powerful way. They gradually transform into solid, unshakable routines that become deeply woven into the fabric of your daily life. And when you eventually look back, you will realize with a sense of accomplishment that you have meticulously built an entire lifestyle based on these intelligently connected micro-habits. But if all of this is so undeniably powerful, why do so many people still struggle with procrastination, even when they possess a clear understanding of what they should be doing? The answer lies in a fundamental and often misunderstood concept. Procrastination is not a symptom of laziness, it is a symptom of poor design. In the next section, we will systematically dismantle this pervasive common belief and gain a profound understanding of why your habits might be consistently failing, not due to a lack of effort on your part, but simply because they do not adhere to the 4 invisible, yet immutable, laws of lasting behavior change. If what you're hearing profoundly resonates with your own experiences, you will undoubtedly find immense value in my carefully crafted ebooks. Beyond the Shadow meticulously breaks down the core ideas of Carl Jung, offering profound psychological insights, while Dialogues with the Unconscious provides you with a practical 30-day guided path to actively apply these transformative concepts in your daily life. Both resources are conveniently linked in the pinned comment below. The very word procrastination carries an enormous psychological weight in our society. For the vast majority of people, it is inextricably associated with feelings of failure, perceived weakness, and a profound lack of ambition. It's incredibly common to hear someone despondently declare, "I am so lazy," or "I just can't seem to get organized." However, this prevalent narrative is not only completely misguided, but more insidiously, it is self-destructive. According to the profound insights of James Clear, procrastination is emphatically not a personality flaw, nor is it merely a matter of laziness. Instead, it is a significant symptom, a clear and undeniable signal that your environment, your existing habits, and your overarching systems have been poorly designed and are working against you. When you find yourself procrastinating, it's typically not because you genuinely lack the desire or the will to act. It's because performing the desired action given the current setup of your life, demands an excessive amount of effort, seems inherently unappealing, and does not promise any immediate gratifying reward. Your brain, as we have now extensively explored, operates fundamentally on the basis of seeking quick rewards and minimizing effort. This is precisely why it instinctively avoids tasks that appear difficult, tedious, time-consuming, or those that fail to provide clear, instant gratification. Studying, for instance, is a quintessential example of a task that requires sustained focus, significant mental energy, and offers only an abstract, delayed return. Knowledge that will only potentially be useful sometime in the distant future. On the other hand, the simple act of opening YouTube or Instagram provides an immediate, potent reward, with virtually no effort and a continuous stream of varied, engaging stimuli. For your primal brain, the choice in this scenario is undeniably obvious. It's not a matter of moral failing, it is purely and simply neuroscience in action. This is precisely where the 4 immutable laws of behavior change come into play. Masterfully described by Clear as the foundational pillars for making any desirable habit effortlessly easy to maintain and integrate, they are 1. Make it obvious. If the habit you wish to cultivate is hidden from view or out of immediate sight, it will inevitably be forgotten. Your brain requires constant visual and contextual reminders of the action you intend to take. What is visibly present and easily perceivable is what will most likely be done. 2. Make it attractive. The habit needs to generate a powerful sense of anticipation and pleasure. You can ingeniously achieve this by deliberately associating the new habit with something you already genuinely enjoy, or by finding ways to make the actual process itself lighter, more engaging, and intrinsically more interesting. 3. Make it easy. The more friction, obstacles, or perceived difficulty there is in initiating an action, the dramatically lower the chance of its consistent execution. The habit needs to be meticulously reduced to its simplest, most fundamental form possible, until it becomes practically impossible to say no to performing it. 4. Make it satisfying. The behavior itself needs to generate an immediate, tangible sense of completion, accomplishment, or reward. Without this crucial feedback loop, your brain will struggle to create a lasting attachment or positive association with the habit. Let's apply these powerful laws in a practical context. Imagine an individual who genuinely desires to establish the habit of studying every single night. However, their current environment is unfortunately configured like this. The necessary study material is buried deep at the bottom of a cluttered backpack. The desk is completely inundated with random distracting objects, and the television is blaring in the background. Additionally, they plan to study for a daunting, uninterrupted hour without any breaks, and with no form of progress tracking or reward system in place. The predictable result: they instinctively grab their phone and mindlessly scroll through TikTok. Then, they are consumed by guilt. The next day they attempt again, only to fail once more. Now, observe how the very same habit transforms dramatically when the 4 laws are consciously applied. The study material is already open and neatly laid out on the table, obvious. They begin their study session with a favorite, comforting drink or relaxing ambient music playing softly. Attractive. They commit to studying for just 5 minutes initially, with extremely simple, achievable goals. Easy. Upon completing their brief session, they immediately mark their progress on a visible board or tracking app and allow themselves a small, predetermined reward, such as watching 1 episode of a favorite show. Satisfying. Do you clearly perceive the profound difference? It's not that the person miraculously improved their willpower. They simply learned to intelligently design the right behavior. They internalized the crucial understanding that discipline is an elusive illusion when the underlying system is poorly constructed, but it becomes a natural, effortless consequence when the system is meticulously and thoughtfully designed. Procrastination in this enlightened context ceases to be a perplexing mystery and instead transforms into a valuable warning sign. Every time you find yourself avoiding a task, pause and genuinely ask yourself, is this action sufficiently obvious? Is it at least minimally attractive to me? Is it truly easy to start? Is it generating any immediate sense of reward or satisfaction? If the answer is no to one or more of these critical questions, then you fundamentally have a design problem, not an intrinsic discipline problem. And the most fascinating aspect is that when you begin to consistently apply these powerful laws, procrastination often disappears almost effortlessly. You no longer need to exert immense force to compel yourself to act. The action simply happens naturally. The desired behavior flows seamlessly. But perhaps you are now thinking, this all makes perfect logical sense. However, I still genuinely dislike these particular tasks. I still loathe the idea of waking up early. I still detest the act of writing, studying, or rigorously training. So, here is a question that promises to profoundly shift your perspective. What if you didn't need to like discipline in order to become disciplined? In the next crucial section, we will systematically dismantle the pervasive myth that you must wholeheartedly love the process to ultimately achieve significant results. You will uncover why the most consistent and seemingly disciplined individuals are often not passionately enamored with their routines. They have simply engineered the desired action to be absolutely inevitable. There exists a very popular yet profoundly dangerous idea prevalent in much of modern productivity culture. The notion that you absolutely must enjoy every aspect of the process to truly become a disciplined person. How many times have you encountered saccharine phrases such as fall in love with the routine, or love the journey, or the overly romanticized do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? While these sentiments may sound undeniably beautiful and inspiring on the surface, they are fundamentally false. And even worse, they are deeply demotivating for countless individuals who are genuinely striving to climb out of a behavioral rut. The truth, while perhaps harsh, is ultimately incredibly liberating. You don't actually need to like discipline. You simply need to make it absolutely inevitable. Highly productive individuals do not wake up every single day bursting with an eager desire to tackle everything that needs to be done. They don't experience surges of excitement for every mundane task. Nor do they possess an infinite wellspring of energy to effortlessly maintain their healthy habits. What they do possess is a meticulously constructed structure that reliably ensures the right actions happen, even when they unequivocally don't feel like it. And that, fundamentally, changes everything. Imagine you aspire to cultivate the habit of running early in the morning. You might even have entirely valid and compelling reasons for this goal: improved health, enhanced aesthetics, boosted energy levels, and a stronger sense of discipline. However, on 9 out of 10 mornings, you will likely wake up devoid of the intrinsic desire to run. Your body will instinctively crave more precious sleep. Your mind will frantically seek out convenient excuses. It will be too cold, or too hot, or raining heavily. You will rationalize, thinking, today just isn't the best day. And just like that, the nascent habit dies once again. Now, picture a profoundly different scenario. The night before, you deliberately place your running shoes and your complete workout attire right next to your bed, prominently visible and ready. You position your phone alarm far across the room, physically forcing you to get up and out of bed to silence it. You meticulously select an energetic playlist that automatically begins playing the moment you switch off the alarm. You have prearranged a workout partner who will be waiting for you precisely at the corner at 6:30 a.m. You have already mapped out your exact running route and have thoughtfully prepared a light, nutritious breakfast for immediate consumption afterward. In this second, meticulously engineered scenario, the physical act of running itself hasn't suddenly become more inherently enjoyable or less physically demanding. It remains challenging. However, you have so dramatically reduced all potential sources of friction and so significantly amplified the supportive structure surrounding the activity that running has effectively become the path of least resistance. The critical decision was, in essence, made and sealed long before any fleeting desire or lack thereof could even emerge. And that precisely is the secret of genuinely disciplined individuals. They do not rely on the unpredictable ebb and flow of desire. Instead, they ingeniously create robust systems that function reliably, even and especially on their worst days. And here emerges a truly crucial point. Your ultimate goal should not be to somehow magically fall in love with discipline. Your overarching objective should be to render important and beneficial behaviors so incredibly automatic, so seamlessly integrated into the very fabric of your daily routine, that executing them requires demonstrably less effort than the act of avoiding them. That precisely is the fundamental distinction between living within the unreliable realm of motivation and operating within the consistent, powerful realm of well-designed systems. In the realm of motivation, everything remains contingent upon your fleeting mood, your transient energy levels, and your momentary enthusiasm. In the realm of systems, action becomes automatic. It becomes the default mode, the only logical and easily accessible choice. James Clear summarizes this truth with brutal and undeniable clarity. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This profound statement implies that your future achievements will not be defined by your lofty intentions or grand aspirations, but rather by the consistency and efficacy of your daily habits. And the more these essential habits are intelligently automated, the less you will find yourself dependent on motivation, that notoriously unstable and unreliable resource that so many people mistakenly insist on chasing. That is why stating, "I don't like routine," or "I hate waking up early," is no longer a valid or acceptable excuse. No one needs to harbor an intrinsic love for these things. You simply need to make them so deeply and seamlessly integrated into your life that they cease to be a conscious choice and instead become an integral, unquestioned part of your evolving identity. And speaking of identity, there exists a final, even deeper, and truly transformative level that elegantly connects all these powerful ideas into one overarching, potent truth. Discipline is not an ultimate destination or an end in itself. It is rather a profound reflection of who you genuinely believe yourself to be. In this concluding and final section, we will explore precisely how true and lasting transformation occurs. Not when you merely force yourself to act differently through sheer willpower, but when you begin to profoundly see yourself as someone fundamentally different, and how that profound internal shift irrevocably changes everything about how you live, how you act, and how you cultivate truly lasting habits. After all that has been profoundly articulated, it becomes unequivocally clear that what we colloquially refer to as discipline is not some innate, elusive virtue, nor is it a mystical talent mysteriously reserved for a select few enlightened individuals. Discipline, in its most accurate and actionable sense, is actually a predictable side effect, a natural and inevitable consequence that arises from a meticulously well-designed system, an intentionally supportive environment, and a robust, self-affirming identity. When all these essential elements are intelligently aligned and working in harmony, acting in a disciplined manner ceases to be a constant, arduous effort and seamlessly transforms into your new, effortless normal. However, there is an even deeper, more fundamental and structurally significant point that absolutely must be understood for true transformation to take root. No change in habit, routine, or specific behavior will genuinely endure or become deeply ingrained if there isn't a corresponding profound shift in how you fundamentally perceive and define yourself. And that precisely is the true core of lasting transformation. James Clear powerfully argues that the deepest and most impactful level of behavior change isn't merely about what you want to achieve, but profoundly about who you decide to become. Your identity actively shapes your habits, and conversely, your habits powerfully reinforce your evolving identity. It is a continuous, self-reinforcing cycle. If your aspiration is to become a truly disciplined person, you need to consciously begin acting like someone who genuinely believes they are disciplined. Small, seemingly insignificant daily decisions are, in fact, powerful votes of affirmation cast in the direction of your desired new identity. Every single time you engage in your workout, even on days when you feel utterly unmotivated. Every time you consciously choose to read a book instead of mindlessly scrolling through your social media feed. Every time you execute a planned task, even if only for 2 minutes. In each of these moments, you are implicitly telling yourself and reinforcing internally, I am the kind of person who consistently does what needs to be done. And this internal affirmation is exponentially more powerful than any fleeting motivational video, any complex technique, or any elaborately constructed plan. This is because you are not merely attempting to act differently, you are actively in the process of becoming someone different. And when your core identity fundamentally shifts, consistent positive behavior follows as a natural, almost inevitable consequence. Therefore, real discipline is not the ultimate elusive goal itself. It is merely the palpable reflection of a mind that has intelligently learned to play the right game. The game of thoughtful design. It is the manifestation of someone who has ceased the futile battle against their own brain's primal tendencies and has instead begun to meticulously design a path of least resistance for the correct and beneficial behaviors. It is the hallmark of someone who deeply understands that they don't need to win by brute force. They simply need to win by superior structure. So, if you've dedicated your time and attention to reach this point, you now stand at a pivotal crossroads with a real, tangible choice before you. You can either persist in blaming yourself for feeling inadequately strong or sufficiently motivated, or you can choose to begin today, right now, to proactively build the environments, cultivate the habits, and forge the identity that will render discipline not just possible, but truly inevitable in your life. Stop passively waiting for an ephemeral burst of motivation. Stop harshly punishing yourself for not possessing an infinite supply of willpower. You don't need to be absolutely perfect in your execution. You simply need to be consistently present and persistent enough to allow your intelligently designed systems to diligently do the heavy lifting for you. Now, I genuinely want to hear from you. What is the very first habit you will redesign, starting today? Please share your thoughts and commitments in the comments section below, because the simple, intentional act of writing it down is already a powerful vote cast for your new, evolving identity. And if this video has profoundly shifted your perspective on how you view and approach discipline, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because here, we delve far deeper than just surface-level ready-made phrases.